Welcome everybody. We're here again, season 2 of It Came From the Can Super Halloween Special.
I'm David.
I'm Narciso.
We're missing somebody.
Yeah, Javi's out of town,
He's
so
in
we have
Texas.
to take up a slack for him today. Oh, he's in Big Texas?
He's in Texas. So we're gonna talk about Peter Jackson's cult classic Dead Alive.
Dead Alive.
AKA Brain Dead.
Yeah, that's the original
That's
title.
the original title.
Yeah.
And what can we say about this movie?
What can we say about this movie?
Oh, leave me!
Party's over.
This is a slapstick, gory cartoon. Like, if I would say a horror movie turned cartoon, would be this right here.
Exactly.
It's so out of control the whole time that there comes parts of the movie where you kind of lose track of what you're watching. You forget what the hell's going on. But it's so funny and clever that it works somehow. It's like a bunch of shit they just threw on the wall and it just happened to work.
Yeah, it's kind of like a horror version of a Looney Tunes episode.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, it's a good.
This movie came out in 1992, but I mean, I wasn't aware of it. I don't think you were aware of it.
No, I think you and me both saw it for the first time in film school.
Yeah,
like
we were much older, like in the 2000s when we finally saw this movie.
Yeah, I think.
I remember the video cover though, with the woman stretching the thing. Yeah,
absolutely.
I remember the video cover, but there's so many video covers of movies that were great that are crap. You know
Oh
what I mean?
yeah, especially in the 80s.
Yeah,
all the
video covers
VHS
look
tapes
great.
always had
Yeah, yeah.
awesome covers, but
And then we were in film school, we were in college. There was an older film student that gave us all these movies like Bad Taste.
he was somewhat like our Yoda.
Yes, his name was Cliff, by the way.
Cliff,
still
by any
alive,
chance you see us, buddy?
thank you.
Shout out to Cliff. It's like he had a vault in his house of
And he reminded me
obscure movies.
of a modern day Igor from
Cliff, if you're watching this, don't listen to David at this point. Fast forward.
But he gave us all these. He used to work at a video store. He was kind of like a Tarantino, I guess.
Yeah.
We worked at a movie theater. He worked at a video store. He gave us old movies. He gave us a VHS copy of Bad Taste, another Peter Jackson movie that we will probably review soon.
He actually gave me Road Racers. That was Robert Rodriguez's first like made-for-TV movie with David Arquette as a greaser.
He gave us Dead Alive, and I think Cemetery Man. Remember that movie?
Yes.
Yes.
Cemetery Man.
Anyway, long story short, this is Peter Jackson's one of his early movies. Not his first movie, not his second movie. I think he already did the puppet movie by then.
Yeah, he did Meet the Feebles, and he did obviously Bad Taste.
Yes.
Right?
And this is, I guess, his like first official movie in New Zealand.
With an actual
Yeah.
somewhat budget.
And so, what's the movie about? It starts in Skull Island.
Yeah, this is kind of like, before you even get into the plot synopsis, let me just, if you haven't seen this movie, it's kind of like a hosh-posh of things that you kind of know, and you're like, you can kind of pick out where he got influence from. So it starts off with King Kong mixed with Indiana Jones, adventure, romance.
Mixed with Not Even Dead. Mixed
Right.
with... It's set in the 50s for some reason, for that whole Back to the Future kind of vibe to it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's very... I mean, just like Sam Raimi. It's very Sam Raimi, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
It's very Evil Dead-ish.
So, I would say overall, most simplified plot of this movie is you have I guess you can call him sort of like an adventurer in the beginning. I don't know like an Indiana Jones
some
type.
sort of like some sort of like New Zealandish
archaeologist,
archaeologist.
maybe?
Yeah, some sort of adventure with like the stupid hat.
Yes, and he's with a local tribe, and he's trying to find this rat monkey.
Samaritan rat monkey.
Samaritan rat monkey, which is sort of like this forbidden demon animal that nobody wants to deal with. And he finds one, he catches one, and he wants to take it back. But then he gets bit.
Yeah, and the whole scene is them running away from natives, just like Indiana Jones.
Where they're throwing the spears and they're trying to get to the plane.
Yeah, it's the Indiana Jones with the artifact with his guides versus the natives.
Exactly. And
I got the vibes, man. I got the vibes.
What is it that he says when he gets infected?
Zangai.
Zangai.
Yeah. They're running away from the natives, which are very like the same. They look exactly the same as the natives in King Kong, like 25 years later. You know,
with a much cheaper wardrobe.
Yeah, of course. They're running away from the natives, and they have like something in like they're carrying it like the Lost Ark. You don't even know what it is, and they get to their getaway vehicle, which is like Indiana Jones, where the guy's fishing.
Yes. Yeah, there's a guy waiting for them.
Yeah,
like
exactly. They get in a jeep, whatever, and then the thing inside the thing inside the case bites him, and they hit the brakes on the jeep, and everyone was like, "He's got the bite."
Yeah.
And they start cutting every limb that got bitten.
Yeah.
And they realize he has bitten on his forehead, so they cut his head off, and that's the intro.
But every time they notice something on him, is like they see his arm. He has like
Zangai.
a bite. Zangai. They cut the arm
that's like
off.
the African version of like the bite.
They cut his arm off. Blood going everywhere. They notice the other one.
It's gratuitous. It's kind of like they hit it. It's like a plastic arm, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
No! What are you doing?
So that's how it starts. The monkey obviously makes it to main inland.
Yeah, there's like a montage of them shipping it to
the zoo. He eventually
do they even stay in New Zealand?
I don't think so.
No,
we just kind of know that because it's Peter Jackson.
It gets to the States, I guess, because they speak English.
And the monkey's in a zoo or whatever. Cut to the main protagonist of the film.
Generic Charlton Copley, District 9 dude.
Right.
He looks exactly like
just
District
like
9 dude.
His name is actually Timothy Baum. He plays a guy named Lionel. He's the main protagonist, and he's basically a mama's boy. It's kind of like Psycho.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Norman Bates.
Yeah, the mom is
but likable.
He lives in an old Victorian house, kind of like Norman Bates.
Yeah.
And the mother is very possessive and very like stereotypical of an old. I don't even know how to explain it.
I mean, he looks like he's at least 30 something years old.
Oh yeah, he's definitely already like an
so he's living with his mom, and his mom is very like posh, very like society, right? She's very like, and then
and she's about to get accepted.
Exactly. There's a subplot where she's being inducted to some sort of committee, society thing. So they have to clean the house.
Right.
So she's very like compulsive with him. He has a crush on Maria Conchita Alonso. What's her name?
New Zealand's Maria Conchita Alonso. If I could even say this name, Diana Penjalver.
Okay.
She plays Paquita.
She works at this little market where he like delivers food as a job, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
And she's into like the kind of like the black arts. She has like this old witch woman.
Well, I think she is from a family of gypsies. I think that's the thing.
I
think her mom's a gypsy and her dad's a gypsy.
Yeah, I guess so. So in the back of the store, there's like an old gypsy woman, and
she does
like,
tarot
and her like
card readings and stuff.
Greek-looking father with a mustache and wife beater eating sandwiches, whatever. And they're playing cards, and she's like, "You're gonna meet a man, and you're gonna be in danger," and all that stuff like that.
Right.
And then she sees a sign. I saw the sign, like Ace of Base.
The card has like a knight or some weird picture of it or whatever, and then this guy just so happens to walk into her shop.
He drops something that mirrors the thing, so she falls in love with him.
Right.
And
he somehow ends up asking her out on a date, and they go to the zoo.
And she shows up at his house,
and the mom follows them.
Yeah.
Right. And we're just cutting to the chase somewhat, but
They go to the zoo. That's the big thing. They go to the zoo. He's kind of like reluctant with her. She's very like infatuated with him, and they happen to have that rat monkey that was taken from the beginning of the movie.
It's on exhibit. Yeah, he's there in a cage.
And his mother is spying on them because she's like obsessive.
I don't think she has binoculars, but
did she?
no, she doesn't.
She was doing this though.
Yeah, she might.
She gets bitten by the rat monkey, which is a stop motion.
Oh, it's super
crappy
cheesy
thing, yeah.
but I love it. It's so
She
bad.
gets
It's
bitten
good.
by it. She just kills it with her heel, pops the eyeball out.
Yeah.
But I guess when you get bitten by the rat monkey, you turn into a zombie.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. You get bit, I mean like a zombie, but it goes. It's funny throughout the movie. Everybody turns really quickly. She takes a while.
Yeah.
Like, she has like a transformation that takes like the first quarter of the movie, until, because I guess they have so many gags.
Yeah, at the end, everyone gets turned instantly.
So eventually, she gets bit and she starts getting really sick. And the sicker she gets and bedridden, the more zombie-ish she gets. She can't even speak correctly. She's just slobbering on herself. And then the society people come to interview her.
Yeah, like the next day, yeah.
So they
And
they make like a dinner, and she's sitting at the table, and she's just disgusting. Like, she tried to put on makeup. She looks like a disaster. She can't even talk right. She sounds like she's missing her tongue.
Well, she tries to like do something. She shaves like a piece of her flesh off.
Yeah,
He's
it's
putting on
nasty.
glue. It's very comical where the son, you know, in realistically he would just call the police or something, but he's very like covering it up. He has to hide everything. That's the big part of the movie. He's hiding all this crap. So the mother's turning into a zombie, and there's a scene where she's like obviously like turning into a zombie, and they're having dinner with the society members, and she's like she has pus on her arms and she has bubbles. And a big blob of pus squirts out into
His pudding.
into one, the society member's pudding, and he eats it. He's like rich and creamy,
Oh
just
god,
like I like it.
they love to do the whole close up of the mouth eating pudding and it's just slobbering everywhere. And
It's
like,
like it's like pink. It's like pink.
What we need's another war.
Yes, dear.
Damn
I used to be
fine
on
custard.
the South Pole. I tried that.
Rich and creamy, just the way I like it. I'll have a few of those.
Paste
Yeah,
inside
yeah.
the custard. Yeah, whatever.
I love custard. And whatever. Anyways, she turns into a zombie.
She dies.
And she dies, right. Well, she dies and
then
turns into a zombie.
Comes
right.
like the zombie, and then it kills the nurse. Starts killing people.
As
and
the
then
movie goes on
yeah.
and they start killing, she starts killing people and people start turning, he starts getting the zombies and putting them in the basement of the house. So at one point, he has like a whole cast of characters in the basement, and it's just like one skit after another where the zombies the priest. I have to touch up on the priest. He's like one of the best characters in the movie.
Oh, of course, like yeah. Well, the mother dies, and then she has a funeral, and things happen, and then he tries to dig her up from the cemetery, because he knows she's undead. He's trying to keep her suppressed with chemicals that he got from a mortician who's
A Nazi mortician.
yeah, and Peter Jackson.
And Peter
remember?
Jackson
Yeah.
is the
So there's a priest that interferes with him digging up his mom, and then there's happened to be like 50s greasers. They're pissing on graves. And he ends up kicking ass for the Lord.
He comes out and he's like, I've had enough of this. I kick ass for the Lord. He starts whooping people's ass, and he's kind of like a Shaolin monk priest. And
Yeah,
it's
he's
like,
a ninja monk.
I kick ass for the Lord. God's love is going here.
Anyway, everybody dies, basically. And then he's keeping them in the basement.
as zombies.
His mom, the nurse, the priest, the baby that's born from a sex scene with zombies.
There's a dinner table scene where he has every zombie in the basement sitting on a table and he's serving them dinner. And it's kind of, I'm assuming it's an homage to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He's trying to feed them all. They're all tied down to chairs or whatever. And for whatever reason, he has to leave the room. And the pre-zombie gets it on with the nurse zombie. And that is like the most disturbing shit ever. And within a matter of one scene to the next, she has a zombie baby.
A zombie baby.
Which leads to one of the funniest, oddest characters in the movie. Because it's a puppet for the most part. And it's also a midget or little person
it's a midget
in a suit for 80% of the time, though.
When
Which
he's running
makes it
around,
that
it's a
much
midget
better.
in a suit with a helmet.
There's like a park scene where he takes the baby out. All the mothers are out there with babies, and for some reason he feels like responsible for a zombie baby, so he takes it out to the park, and it's like a little mini. You remember how when you would go to see a Disney movie, sometimes they'll give you like a Roger Rabbit short?
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what it feels like. A Roger Rabbit short is very adult themed and very fucked up, but it's for kids somehow. It doesn't even belong in the movie.
It doesn't.
Apparently, you said when
I think
he finished.
Javi said that,
Oh,
yeah.
Javi said that when they wrapped up the movie, he still had leftover budget, and he always had
That makes
this in
sense.
the back
That
burner.
makes sense because
He had this idea in the back burner about a zombie baby. I mean, he already had the zombie baby in it, but the park scene, and he never shot it.
Yeah, you're right. Because it doesn't make sense. If you're hiding them in your basement, why would you take him out to the park?
Absolutely, and he
That
just
was
kind
just
of
like an idea they
he
had when
shot.
they were probably stoned.
Yeah, he just shot. It could be a short by itself. Like he could actually put it as a short film. It's a funny little slapstick. 5-10 minutes maybe.
Not even 10
maybe
minutes.
Let's
Five,
say
maybe
yeah,
5.
maybe
Yeah, it's
5 minute
short.
scene of like the baby getting kicked around like a football, running around the park, like a dad and son montage.
Yeah, he goes to the park, and for some reason, he's watching everyone else, and he wants to like copy it. It's like a Mr. Bean episode.
Yeah,
you know,
could-
Mr.
could
Bean.
say that.
Mr.
Yeah,
Bean
absolutely.
shows up, and he's like, "Oh, I want to be like you," and he's trying to do what the other person's doing, and he can't do it.
So that feels very wedged in the movie, and that's
Yeah.
because it was wedged in the movie.
Yeah, because what happens before and after has no impact on anything. The scene ends. It's like
No, not
it
at
goes
all.
back to, yeah.
Yeah, it goes right back to the main part of the house and all that.
Well, everything's leading up to the big climax, but we missed a character, which is
Yes, the guy that's trying to get in on the family fortune.
which is like his
or-
brother-in-law or something, right? It's a family
he's
member.
Well, he's like a
His
supposedly
cousin.
like a long lost relative, but you never know for a fact if he's just a con man or if he's telling the truth. But
He's trying to inherit. The mother died. He's trying to inherit the house.
the house,
Yeah.
right?
And he's like this John Madden looking dude.
He's kind of like John Madden and John
With-
Candy
Yeah,
mixed
he's
together.
John Madden with like this horrible, and he has this little. They never explain what it is. Kind of like Dennis
Asthma inhaler,
Hopper
maybe?
in
I don't
that
even
movie.
know.
You told me, yeah. Velvet, Blue Velvet.
He's a funny ass character though.
Yeah.
And he is like every time he sees Paquita, he's
Yeah.
in love with her. He's always trying to hit on her. He's like
creepy.
nasty.
He's like a creepy old man. And
Paquita.
then they have scenes where he's like, there's a scene where he pees in his house.
It's like
and
low
they have
angle.
a POV of like the urinal.
Yeah.
And he's like, and you hear like the rocks dropping.
Stones.
Cut that out.
Who's that little girl you've been seeing?
What?
You know, the little Latin number with a cute bum.
Paquita.
Oh, yeah, Peter. That's the one. Oh, she's a bit of all right. Wouldn't mind her doing the growl on me.
It's so bad. But it's like a lot of really funny minor characters in this movie. That's why the movie, even though the plot wise it's all over the place and there's a lot of stuff wedged in there, all the characters are so good that you don't care. They're hilarious. It's like one little cartoon episode after another. Anyways, he ends up throwing a party at the house.
Yeah, he ends up making a deal with him because he kind of knows that he's up to no good.
Right. And you kind of want to get
he
him out of
signs
his
off the
hair.
house. Yeah. So basically, yeah, he inherits the house, and at the end they have this big like shake, rattle, and roll kind of
Yeah.
like sock hop thing
Yeah,
going
huge
on.
sock hop. He doesn't know that there's like a shitload of zombies in the basement.
Yeah.
With those chemical drums.
Yeah, he's suppressing them with animal tranquilizer, and then he finds out at the end. He turns it around that it's gonna that side effect is rage or something.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, enhances them or whatever.
So basically, it's all set up for a huge Animal House style horror fest
Yeah.
which is
The highlight of the movie.
the bloodiest, I think, all-time movie scene ever made.
But creative though.
Oh,
It's
hell
creative,
yeah.
like every
The most creative death
all-
scenes.
Yeah, everything. Just like every little weird gag when they're punching through people and grabbing them. It's like,
They
ooh.
used 300 liters of fake blood for the ending. So the ending of this movie, envision 150 young kids throwing a party, and eventually all the zombies are either eating them or turning them. So they all turn at one point. And the main protagonist pretty much turns into Ash from The Evil Dead, where instead of a chainsaw arm, he goes and he grabs a lawnmower. And he just goes to town. And it's like some of the most creative shots. Some of the angles are so Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
You know, you have the propeller, like the camera angles, like right on the propeller going right by the thing, and it's just chopping pieces, and you see the pieces flying everywhere. It's done so well.
But it's over the top. And
Oh,
the
yeah.
thing, like most movies, when you see something graphic, you're like, ooh, and it's like a quick flash.
No, they show you
This
and they keep
movie,
it there.
It's like, ooh, and it keeps going, it keeps going,
Yeah.
it keeps going. There's a part in that lawnmower scene where
That
he does it for a while, and you think it's over, and he just turns around, and it just goes back. And it continues, and it gets worse.
he wants to grind everything down till it's pretty
Yes.
much like ground beef. And how long would you say the ending, that whole thing lasts?
The finale, probably like
Man,
20 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 20 minutes.
A big chunk of the movie.
Just envision 20 minutes of massacre, non-stop massacre, chop up, electrifying zombies, chopping up. The most creative ways that they kill zombies with light bulbs in the head.
Yeah, light bulbs being punched through, Looney Tunes things like slipping on blood.
At one point,
An asshole is chasing him.
there's a dirty asshole chasing. At one point, there's so much gunk and blood everywhere. Even on him, there's parts of the movie you're gonna laugh because you can tell there's just guys sitting off camera, dumping loads of chunky blood, just bucketfuls, and they're just snailing him. He's just like, at one point he's laughing. You can tell he's laughing. You can tell that that's him laughing for real.
Yeah,
It's like, what am I doing?
It's not even red. It's like purple and pink.
Oh,
Pink
so
pinata,
nasty.
pinata, like
Slushy.
Those things that come out of the poppers. Like pinata, like ribbons. It's like you could tell it's just like pudding. It's like,
Pinata ribbons. I wouldn't have gone there, but okay.
it's like you could tell that just chunks.
You have adventure, you have gore, you have a hell of a lot of comedy and slapstick. It's Three Stooges meets Evil Dead meets Indiana Jones. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's hard to explain this movie. You have to watch it. And then I agree. The first time I watched it, I was like, "What the fuck am I watching?"
Yeah,
But it's just so different and so weird as you're watching it. Even if you don't like it, you're kind of like, "What's gonna happen next?"
no,
'Cause
how
it's
could
so-
you not like it? It's
No, I'm
so-
saying it's weird.
It's weird. Absolutely, it's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. It's
It's-
weird,
it's-
but it's great. I
it's-
mean, if you like, it's Evil Dead. If you like Evil Dead, that kind of style, you're gonna like it. They call it splatter films, splatter horror, which Peter Jackson was famous for with Bad Taste, that movie. I mean,
Really, that was it. I mean, he started getting more mature, I guess. Like Frighteners, he toned it down some. It was more dark and gritty.
But I mean, that's what he started for. Like it's Peter Jackson and Sam Raimi both had the same thing where they started with these low budget horror movies, which were low budget but well done,
Exactly.
creative, and then Sam Raimi made Spider-Man. He got Spider-Man,
Yeah.
and of course, you can see Sam Raimi in Spider-Man, but he toned it down.
He toned it
Same thing
down.
with Peter Jackson in Lord of the Rings. You can,
You can
see
still
him in
see
it.
the shots and some of the.
You can see Peter Jackson in it, but it's toned down.
Yeah, because.
He's got
Big
money, he's got
studio.
visual effects. Yeah,
Absolutely.
You know?
But overall, guys, if you haven't seen it and you're looking for Halloween time something very like in the mood for Halloween, I mean, this is awesome. Don't watch it with anybody who's like a film snob because they're gonna think less of you. Maybe they're gonna think like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But man, deep down inside, this is like guilty pleasure shit.